Yeah, I think this will be the first time I've truly been out of the country. I've been to Canada once or twice for recruiting, but it was like over, see a recruit and come back. So, you know, I had to make sure to get a passport and those different things like the majority of our players had to. But, you know, to be in Dublin, Ireland, and be a part of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, it's going to be a special, just a couple days. And we have to embrace that. Yes, we're going over there for a football game, and we have one objective is to win that game. But let's embrace being in another country and really take a minute to understand the privilege we have to do this.
We're seeing so many NFL teams are now playing overseas, and to have Notre Dame have this presence in Ireland. How important do you feel like that is for American sports to have that presence there?
Yeah, it just speaks volumes to the growth of the game, right? And that football isn't an American game anymore. It's a worldwide game, and to take American football and go to Dublin, Ireland, and to play on a huge stage it speaks volumes about the growth of our game. The NFL is doing it, and what you'll see is that there's going to be players in Europe, players in other countries that truly become great football players. And we had one last year with Alex Ahrensberger, who was from Germany, that played on our team. And so I think as the game grows in other countries, you'll see more and more players from other countries continue to play American football.
What do you feel like for you now as you're starting year two that you feel like is maybe your stamp on the Notre Dame program, and just not to say legacy, but you know, what is your contribution to the overall history of Notre Dame?
You know, I think it's still to be determined, right? And I don't know what it's going to be. And at some point we'll look back and say, hey, this is what you accomplished, and it's pretty cool. But I don't want to set a bar and say, once you reach this bar, that's it, right? And I want to be known as a coach that gave everything he had to his players and did everything in his power to maximize who they were as individuals, as athletes, and as students. And so that's what I want to make sure I continue to do. And that's my motivation, is to continue to do everything I can to help our players reach their full potential.
How much do you see in the guys maybe taking on your identity a little bit? Do you see that at all, or do you feel like they're still very independent?
I think they do at times, right? There's points of emphasis you try to make. When you're going into a practice, going into a week, you know, going into a season. And I think there's times you can see that on film. You can see that with your own eyes. And so there's certain standards that we say are non-negotiable in terms of how we play the game of football, how we approach each day. And so I hope they continue to believe it, right? It's not just in their heads, but in their hearts. And when it's in your heart, I think it shows in your actions.